If you grew up black in the 1970s, childhood back then was a whole different world. We did things every day that would probably get our parents arrested today. Not because we were bad kids, life was just different. Nobody called the police. Nobody called child services. Today, half the things we did would have folks losing their minds. So let's talk about it. Let's remember what childhood really looked like before rules, warnings, and helicopter parents took over. Riding in the car with no seatbelt or in the back of a pickup truck. This was the norm. You got in, sat down, and that was it. No seatbelt, no car seat, no booster. If you were little, you sat in the front. If there were too many kids, some of us sat in the way, back facing the cars behind us. And pickup trucks? Oh yeah. Daddy would load half the neighborhood in the truck bed and take us to the pool or the park. We'd be standing up back there, holding the sides, wind in our faces, screaming and laughing. Today, that's child endangerment. Back then, that was Saturday. Nobody fell out. Nobody died. We just held on and enjoyed the ride. Try that now and 5 people would call 911 before you hit the end of the block. Walking to the store alone at age 6 years old. Maybe 7. Mama would hand you $2 and say, "Run to the store and get me a loaf of bread and some milk and bring me back my change." And off you'd go by yourself. Walking 3-4 blocks to the corner store, going inside, buying what she needed, and walking back home. No cell phone, no GPS tracker, no parent following you in a car. You just went because that's what kids did. You knew the route. You knew the store owner. You knew which streets to take and which ones to avoid. You were 6 years old and you had that freedom and that responsibility. Today, a parent letting a 6-year-old walk to the store alone would be arrested for neglect. Kids today are 12, 13 years old and still can't walk around the block unsupervised. But we did it at 6 and we survived just fine. Playing outside until the streetlights came on summer mornings, you'd eat breakfast, run outside, and that was it. You were gone. Playing in the street, riding bikes, playing hide and seek, making up games, running through neighbors' yards. Your mama didn't know exactly where you were. She just knew you were outside playing, and that was enough. You'd come home when you got hungry. She'd make you a sandwich. You'd drink some water or Kool-Aid, and you'd run back outside. No checking in every hour. No texting to say where you are. You came home when the streetlights came on, and that was the rule. Everybody knew it. If you weren't home when those lights flickered on, you were in trouble. But until then, you were free. Free to roam, to explore, to play, to be a kid without constant supervision. Today, kids don't play outside unsupervised at all. Parents get reported for letting their 10-year-old play in the front yard alone. Back then, entire neighborhoods of kids would be running wild from morning until night, and everybody was fine with it. Getting spankings in public, your mama didn't play. You acted up in the store, you got disciplined right there. She didn't wait to get home. She didn't count to 3. She didn't give warnings. You got a pop on the leg, or she pulled you aside and gave you that look, and you straightened up immediately. Sometimes it was a switch she made you pick from a tree. Sometimes it was her hand. Sometimes it was whatever was nearby, a shoe, a belt, a wooden spoon. And if you were at somebody else's house acting up, their mama could discipline you too, and your mama would thank them for it. Today, you can't even raise your voice at your kid in public without somebody recording you and posting it online. A swat on the behind? That's assault. That's abuse. Someone's calling the police and child services. But back then, discipline was expected. It was normal. It was how kids learned respect and boundaries. And we didn't grow up traumatized. We grew up knowing there were consequences for our actions. Staying home alone while parents worked, both parents working? Oldest kid is 8, 9 years old. They're in charge. They'd watch the younger kids make sandwiches for lunch, make sure nobody burned the house down. Parents would be gone for hours, and kids would handle it. You had a list of rules. Don't answer the door. Don't answer the phone unless it rings twice. Hangs up and rings again, that's the code, so you know it's Mama calling. Don't turn on the stove. If something happens, go to Mrs. Johnson's house next door. And that was it. 8-year-olds raising their siblings for hours every day after school, all summer long. Nobody thought it was strange. That's just what you did when both parents had to work, and there was no money for daycare or babysitters. Today, that's neglect. That's abandonment. Parents get arrested for leaving kids home alone for 20 minutes. But back then, it was normal life for black working families. Riding your bike with no helmet. Bikes didn't come with helmets. Nobody wore helmets back then. You just got on your bike and rode. Down hills, doing tricks, racing your friends, popping wheelies for fun. You fell, you scraped your knees, you got back up. Helmets weren't even sold in most stores back then. The concept didn't exist for regular kids riding around the neighborhood freely. You might see a helmet on a professional race car driver, but not on any 8-year-old riding to his friend's house daily. Today, riding a bike without a helmet is practically criminal behavior. Parents get judged, kids get stopped by concerned citizens worried about safety rules. But we rode without them for years, and somehow we survived through it all just fine. Being sent to the store to buy cigarettes for your parents, this one's wild to think about now, but it was completely normal. Your daddy would send you to the store with money, and a note that said, "Please sell my son a pack of Cools," and the store owner would do it. No questions asked. You'd walk home with cigarettes at age 7, hand them to your father, and that was that. Try that today, and the store owner would be arrested. The parent would be arrested. Someone would probably try to arrest the kid too. But back then, it was just an errand. Like getting milk or bread from the corner store. Nobody thought it was teaching kids to smoke or exposing them to tobacco in any way. It was just, run to the store and get these for me. And that was normal life. Playing in the street, not on the sidewalk, in the street. Football in the street. Kickball in the street. Jump rope in the street daily. Hopscotch in the street. The street was where you played, and when a car came, somebody would yell, "Car," and everyone would move aside, let it pass, and get right back to playing. No cones, no barriers, no children at play signs. Just kids playing in the street, because that's where the game was, and cars would slow down and go around safely. Everybody understood the unspoken system without any explanation. Today, you'd have police called on you for letting kids play in the street unsupervised. Traffic laws, safety hazards, liability issues would be brought up immediately by someone. But back then, the street belonged to everyone, and kids had just as much right to it as cars did in the neighborhood. What changed? So what happened? Why can't kids do these things anymore? Some of it is laws, seatbelt laws, child endangerment laws, laws about supervision and safety in every situation. Some of it is culture. We became more fearful, more protective, more worried about every possible danger that might happen when kids are unsupervised. And some of it is good. Seatbelts save lives. Car seats save lives. Some supervision is necessary to keep children safe in real situations. But somewhere along the way, we lost something too. We lost the freedom we had as kids, the sense of independence, the responsibility we carried. We lost the trust that kids could handle themselves. We survived riding in the back of pickup trucks and walking to the store alone at 6 years old. We learned responsibility, learned our neighborhoods, learned how to be independent and strong early. And yeah, it was a different time altogether, but it was our time. And it's worth remembering. These things would be illegal today, and maybe some of them should be for safety reasons. But they were part of our childhood, part of our story. And nobody can take those memories away from us now or ever.